Hi, good evening. My name is Maxine Lovelace, and I will be presenting my physical subsystems. Beginning with birth to age 7 years of age, I was born with a skin disease that was known as allergic eczema, which causes the skin to have itchy skin rashes of having an allergic reaction from a substance or person. The outputs from that, I developed skin rashes that became more noticeable to the naked eye. Due to physical limitation, I always hid my skin from others, wearing heavy and baggy clothing. The output from that was that I was being teased by my peers, and of course, I was wearing excessive, heavy clothing, which resulted in fainting. Moving on from age 15, from ages 8 to 14, moving on to 15 to 21 years of age, due to lack of self confidence and due to fainting, I became more self efficient and aware of taking better care of my skin. By altering my appearance, by wearing makeup and hiding my skin rashes, brought positive attention from others. I gained self confidence within my physical appearance, wearing less clothing that showed my arms and feet. The outputs from that was that by gaining a self confidence, I was able to participate in school activities and social events that led me to open up more, not covering my skin because of a disease. So forth. Moving on to step 4, part A. One evening I was at a dance practice or rehearsal that allowed for the dancers to actually wear less clothing and to be more aware and have that confidence of their structure and not being just a safety hazard as well of they don't want you to wear heavy clothing that would actually get tangled up or caught on something. So with that being said, at that particular time I was able to just be confident and have that endurance to go forth and just stay positive from the incident of actually fainting, which brought on the transformation from that, which by me having the skin disease, it affected my physical self, but influenced my intention to exit as soon as I heard chatter about my skin disease. I wanted to ignore the hatred and pain and agony it caused me. But what I did, I actually transferred that and I actually just went out and I said, this is who I am. I can't change anything. This is the person I have become. I have to either deal with it or, you know, either do something about it, deal with it or shut up rather. So from that transfer of positive energy, the output from that was that I did continue to have my self confidence. I had self control. I allowed myself to feel a bit self conscious because I allowed their words to hurt me in such a way. This incident allowed me to look at my dynamics of being comfortable in my own skin. Rather than making others comfortable, I have to be completely comfortable within my skin. Moving on part B, the input physical of age 21 and 30 years old. I began to dress more comfortable, began to swim more. I bike rid, began to dance more, resulting in exposing my skin more. The input emotionally, that made me feel happy, loved, and energetic. Transformation, I felt extremely confident, happy with the woman that I was becoming. I started to feel love and compassion from others. The output, I got involved with neighborhood activities, participated in different organizations that help with self confidence and awareness. My skin outbreaks were under control, feeling more confident, and I was aware of who I was becoming as a person. Moving on, I did take the test, the human matrix test by Meyer Briggs, and the first test that I did take, the Enneagram test results, it stated that I am type 1, taking wings into account, which was the 1W2. And basically, the results here were saying I'm an extrovert, which is 1%. I was sensing 3%, and feeling was 3%, and judging was 25%. The judging part I do not agree with, but maybe as older as, well, maybe so, it's probably true because the older I get, instead of people judging me, it seemed that I was able to judge others. Moving on, the second test I took, which was the Enneagram test as well, is that I was type 3, which is I'm the achiever. I try to put 100% in everything that I do. I try to make the best of it. I try to give it my all. I try to lead with purpose and drive. And I never leave a job undone. The other test that I took was the short report personal portrait, which was the astronomy test. And one thing I could agree on that it did state about me was that here in a sentence here that I tend to have the kind of aggressive drive that impresses people on first meeting, but you show you show reliability and they learn to depend on you. I do think that is very true about that. It actually showed that I was the sun sign Scorpio. My moon was in Gemini, ascendant in Scorpio, Mars in the second house, and it went on and so forth. The other test that I did take, I tried to open up the third link and it didn't let me. And the other test I took was just another personality test, which was the console personality. And that result said I'm an extrovert 49%. People mastery is 51%. It also showed here that 45%, 55% observant, and feeling was 60%. Assertive was 39%. Step 7, moving towards matrix and away matrix chart. I tried to make it as clear as possible. I was going to do the tallies and I didn't because I didn't want it to look too sloppy. So what I did put success, love, and friendship. And I think that what's most important to me is friendship, because I lack friendship and I really want to move towards that. The friendship that I have is more so of my family because we are a close-knit family. So those are people that I consider friends. But I have a few outside friends, but I'm not as close to them as I would like to be. The love portion, it looked like it had went down, but I'm also loving and caring. And I do try to show that in everything that I do. I try to put as much emphasis and positivity on everything. Success, that is something that we all yearn for. That's something that we all want to get to at one point in time, and that's success. I try to be very successful in everything that I do. Like I stated, I do want to give it my all, my 100%, and that's what I go for. That's my goal is to give everything 110%. That step 8, which is the shows the tallies of the boundaries and environment, which would be for the immediate family. I put a positive because my mother provided security, love, and compassion. Distant relatives is a positive. My brother, I truly take heed to everything he has to tell me. Everything that he shares, his advice is very helpful, and we are very close. Although he is distant, he doesn't live here in Illinois. He's in Minnesota. I do take pride and heed into everything that he tells me. It gives me a sense of encouragement, honesty, and monetary supply. Work, it does provide monetary goods, job security, and comfort and advancement at my workplace. For friends, trust, sense, and love, although I did state that that's something I want to move closer to any other step. But that is something I'm really big on, and that's more so, friendship. Earning and trusting and gaining their trust and loyalty. So forth. Church, I'm actually a non-religion person. I'm not atheist, but I just been so misconstrued growing up because I've studied so many different religions and not knowing if this religion is something that's right for me. So therefore, I'm not a church-going person. I'm not really spiritual. So I had to say that I was non-religion. And so forth. Education is very personal. It's provide knowledge, purpose, and discipline for me. And travel and recreational and relationships with nature, all of those key factors means a lot to me. I take heed to that. It motivates me. It transitions me. It makes me a better person and a better human being. And those are some of the key factors that I look at. Overall, I would have to say this experience with this assignment has made me more aware of who I become and how I'm coping with realizing my true strengths through meditation of self-respecting my opinions and learning to love myself. Has been a journey that has truly made me realize the importance of self-reflection through one's opinion. This assignment was a bit challenging at first because I was a bit skeptical about opening up and finding truthful things about myself that I didn't want to find. I was afraid of knowing the truth of how my reaction hindered my self-reflection as a person. I kind of agree with most of the findings on myself, but I try not to ponder on the negative because that is what I want to completely move away from. And I did do another boundaries and environments, and this was with the immediate family. My dad, he was always emotionally detached. He was always passive. He lacked influence. He was very strict, not supportive, not compassionate, and not self-evolved. He was very caring. In the present, he was very caring. And he opened up more and very loving once my mother passed. But my mom, she's always been the caring, emotional, influential, happy, joyful, and courageous person. She was always respectful. She presented herself in a kind way and just a loving soul. My brother, he was caring, optimistic, bossy, respectful. But as he got older, he began to care more, love, very compassionate, and very, very, very driven. My sister, she's hardworking, focused, responsible, and loving. In the present, now she's hardworking, still driven, focused, and she's a little bit stubborn. But she does have a great soul, great spirit. But like I stated, overall, this assignment actually made me open my eyes and just realize that these different subsystems and components, it really does set standard and shows emphasis on one's life. And I'm really thankful to have done this because I actually learned a bit about myself. So thank you, Dr. Lynn, again. I appreciate it. And this was a great assignment. Thank you. And I hope everyone enjoyed. Thank you.